Hello everyone! Let's talk about the sun in the natal chart. So, the sign where we have our sun is the center of everything. The sign that we have the sun in represents our essence. If we could open people's chest and see their essence, if we take all the filters, all the fears, all the personality traits, everything, the deep essence would be our sun. Our sun is that energy that brings us life, that is the center. It's where we have more conscious and more potential in that energy. It's where we perceive ourselves. So the sun is the center, and the sun sign is that sign that everyone knows about. Normally people, if we ask, so which is your zodiac sign, people know because you can see the sun sign by your day of birth. So normally everyone knows their sun sign. I will also teach you how to look in the natal chart, but the sun sign will be what we say our zodiac sign, the normal one that everyone knows about. The sun is the center. It's what potentializes our life. It's what makes us feel alive. It's who we really are deep down. Also, the sun represents the father in a person's chart. So if you remember, the moon represented the mom. I have a video here talking about the moon, and I explain that where we have our moon sign, those characteristics of that sign, it's going to show the type of mom we had or we have. And the sun represents the dad. If we open a person's natal chart and we look at the sun, where is position, the aspects the sun has, we can see the type of father that person had when was younger. We can see if they had a present father, an absent father, an aggressive father, a caring father, a father that would motivate them, a father that would reject them. Everything is there in the natal chart. And the sun is the father, represented by our dad, but also the men of our life. If you notice, especially women, they have tendency to, when they are adults, to attract the same type of characteristics in a man that they had in the father, or that they saw or perceived in the father. It's not always like that, but it's very common. And normally in a man's natal chart, the way they perceive their dads, they or will reproduce and follow that pattern like the dad was, or they are going to run away from that pattern and be the complete opposite of that. With this, I want to let you know that the father that you have in your life, the father that you attracted to this reincarnation, it's the father that your soul needed. With this, I'm not saying that you need to accept your father or accept what he might have done to you, because I know some relationships with the fathers are very hard. With this, I'm not saying that you need to accept the thing they did or how they treated you, but, and this is a bit deeper, but you need to accept that you attracted this father to treat something, to heal something inside of you. It's not randomly that you attracted that specific father. Even if he's very good or if he's very bad. A good dad and a bad dad, it's given that title from us. It's the kids that tell you were a good dad or you were a bad dad. That is not what we are talking about here. What we are talking is, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, you need to understand that you attracted that. Your energy needed that somehow to heal something, to treat something. So hold that information with you, and without judgment, just understand this. And you might think, I don't know why, but I needed this father. And you need to accept, not him, once again. It's not the person that you need to accept, but you need to be responsible for what that relationship made you feel. Because you are not responsible for the other people's actions, not at all. But you are the only responsible for what happens here inside of you. Even if you don't understand why, but if the relationship with your dad brought some things up, emotions, difficulties that you felt inside, that inside bit, only you can heal, only you can treat, and only you have the power to do it. Try to forget the whys, it shouldn't be like that, and don't focus on the person, but focus on what that person made you feel, because that's your responsibility. People's actions, they stay with the person, okay? So in case you didn't have a good relationship with your dad, let it go. Let the person go. But this thing here is your responsibility. And if you had a supportive father, a motivational father, a father that protected you and held you, know that you also attracted that. Nothing is random. And let's find out the sun sign in your natal chart. So very simple. We did this before. We came to this website. The website is www.astro.com. Then you go to horoscopes. And probably if you didn't do this before, they will ask you to log in, and you can log in as a guest. You just need to insert your name, date of birth, place of birth, make sure all is correct, and the hour of birth as well. And then you can come here to first horoscopes, and then you come down and you put chart drawing ascendant. The symbol of the sun is this one. So you need to look for this symbol, and then you need to see where the blue line is, and then where does it fall. In this case is Cancer. I will put here a chart for you to see the symbols, but in this case, sun in Cancer. Imagine if this symbol was here, it will be sun in Libra. But you can check the symbols here in this chart on the side. Let's start with people that are Aries. People that are Aries, they are very impulsive, explosive, sometimes aggressive, sometimes a bit violent. And they know themselves, they know who they are by acting. A person with sun in Aries, they know if they should do something or not do something, or they know where they should go by acting. A person with sun in Aries, it's better to act and do something bad rather than not acting at all. And of course, a person with sun in Aries is very active, has a lot of energy. They kind of need to channeling that energy somehow. It's good to have a sport or to have something to do, or like even a bit of competition. You know, like Aries has a lot of energy, so they need to take out that energy out. And if they don't kind of waste the energy, they are more likely to be more aggressive, more violent, explode out of nowhere. They are talking with someone nicely and suddenly like, and it comes this, okay, so that is very Aries. Imagine a child with sun in Aries or aspects to Uranus, it is a planet that represents also this thing. We cannot ask this child to sit in school all day behaving very well, because it's not going to work. They have energy, they need to explore, they need to do things. They have more internal energy than other signs. It's good if you have sun in Aries to find something to kind of channel that energy, to put out that energy, because otherwise you will end up putting that energy in something that is not the best thing, not the most correct thing. Maybe being aggressive or impulsive or violent. So you need to kind of try to control a bit that. But people with Sun in Aries, they are very good leaders. They have normally very good humor. They have energy to do things. And these people that normally you notice their presence, where they are. You notice that they don't wait for others. They just go and do it. They like to do things alone and on their own rhythm. They don't like too much, dilly-dallying and slow things. They like, let's do it, let's live, let's do things. A person with Sun in Aries somehow perceived their dads this way, being active, spontaneous, do things, being brave and adventure. Or they perceive the dads completely the opposite, and they look at the dad and they are mirroring the complete opposite of that pattern that they saw in their fathers. But normally it's more common to see and perceive those characteristics on the dad and then repeat the patterns of what we saw on the dad. And it's very interesting because siblings can have the same mom and the same dad, and then they have a different moon and a different sun. So the same person, mom, dad, and the sibling, one sibling, notice more one characteristic on the mom, notice more one characteristic on the dad. And this shows that it's not the person, it's what we attract, it's what we perceive from them. Imagine a person with Sun in Aries might have a sibling with Sun in Taurus. They are very, very different. The way this person perceives the dad, like a active, adventure, action-driven, and this person perceives the dad more calm, a bit more possessive, a bit more slow. So it's interesting to see that it's not really the person, it's what we are kind of perceiving from them. It's what we attract, is what we have inside. Positive side of Sun in Aries. They are adventured, energetic, pioneers, brave, impulsive, determined, enthusiastic. They have the power of leadership, the initiative. And then the other side, the more negative side, they are impatient, temperamental, impulsive, sometimes aggressive, sometimes defensive. So if you have Sun in Aries, you can even write these characteristics. What do I have good? This. Okay, I'm going to potentialize more this. What do I need to trim a little bit? Is the impulsiveness, is the aggressiveness, is talking when I shouldn't talk or act when I shouldn't act. Manage a bit more these negative sides. And of course, the people with Sun in Aries are also very enthusiastic. Sun in Taurus. Sun in Taurus is a very different sun from Aries because it's more calm, possessive, thinks before it acts. It's a bit more slow. It's a feminine sign. People with Sun in Taurus, sometimes they have a bit of difficulty in facing the conflicts and their fears. They prefer to hold back rather than act. So it's hard for them to take initiative and start things. But then when they start, they are better in keeping the things. If Aries recognizes himself through the action, Taurus recognizes himself through the form. So the matter, what is touchable. Like a person with Sun in Taurus, or a lot of energies in Taurus, it's hard for them to understand something that is very abstract. They want to see it, they want to touch it, they want to feel it. That's why people with Sun in Taurus, they always have a kind of a relationship with money, or because they are very good with money, they are good in investments and make money come in, or the opposite, they cannot save, they cannot keep money, they spend everything that they have. End of the month is always a struggle, but there is always like something related with money, because money is the matter. It's like what we can touch, what is physic, the form of energy. And people with Sun in Taurus, they always give security and stability to others. People with a lot of planets in like air signs, normally they like to be with people with Taurus energies because they feel a bit more secure, more stable. They are so unstable that when they feel this person brings a bit more stability, they want to stay there. Sometimes it becomes too much, and Taurus is this kind of energy, and people with a lot of air signs, they feel a bit too stuck, they feel a bit too, this person is too possessive, and sometimes it doesn't work. But people with Sun in Taurus, it's hard for them to take decisions, but they are better in taking things forward. Aries is good in starting things, and Taurus is good in carry on things. People with Sun in Taurus somehow perceive their dads this way, or too possessive, or too worried about the money, or too worried about the businesses, to worry about the planet Earth situations, if you know what I mean. It can be a bit possessive dads, or sometimes dads that don't allow the person to be free, to do too much. They are a bit possessive, and they like to control their kids. Or the complete opposite, they didn't find that security, protection in their dads, and they are mirroring the complete opposite characteristics from what they perceived from the dads. And women normally have tendency to attract men with these patterns like their dads. People with Sun in Taurus, they need to understand that being here on Earth is temporary, to not attach too much to things, to understand that this is a trip, and they need to find security, stability, and protection in their essence, and not look for that on the outside, but rather the inside. Also, you can understand that you have things, you have your house, you have your car, but those things are not yours. It's kind of a life lend that to you for a temporary space, and then everything will need to go again. And that way makes you feel a bit more, okay, so let me just enjoy rather than think this is mine. And Taurus relates very well with art and love, beauty, the five senses, the well-being, the comfort, the sensuality. The positive sides of Taurus are persistent, patience, practical, good abilities of dealing with the matter and things here on Earth. And then the challenge is they need to try to be less possessive, less attached, less stubborn, less lazy, less materialistic. So don't give so much importance to things you can see and touch, because those things are temporary. Sun in Gemini. People with Sun in Gemini, they perceive their dads like people that have a very active mind. It's those type of dads that if they don't know something, or if they are arguing with someone about something, they go and check on Google to be sure what they are saying, or they like to find information, or is the type of dad that is always up and down, or is very busy, or is like a taxi driver, or someone that is always on the go. People with Sun in Gemini, they like to teach, to learn. They are very mind focused because they know themselves by their minds, by their ideas. They think, like when you ask someone with Sun in Gemini, who are you? They go to their ideas, who I am, the ideas that I have of myself, who I want to be. So they need kind of their minds to know themselves. So the better place they are with their minds, the better they will perceive themselves. They like to communicate, they like to learn things. And in the beginning, this energy, it's very like communication just for communication. And then with the evolution, you will notice that the person with Sun in Gemini will or should try to communicate something with purpose, rather than just open the mouth to talk and say things and even like be talking about other people's lives and those kind of things. They will look for a communication that returns to them something with purpose. So they will start to talk with purpose, or start to talk to help someone, or to communicate information that is needed. So the positive side of someone with Sun in Gemini is the expression, the communication, curiosity, being flexible, being happy, bring happiness to other people, being light, interested. And then the less positive side, it's dispersion, instability, always moving without focus, or sometimes mental manipulation to other people. So if you have Sun in Gemini, try to see, where did I get these characteristics from my dad? What type of things he used to do that are related with this information that I just told you? And then get the positive side of Sun in Gemini and kind of potentialize those characteristics. And then see the negative sides and try to trim those more negative sides. Also, the Sun, it's our essence, as I said in the beginning. So when you feel you really don't know, you don't have any motivation in your life, you don't know what to do, go to your Sun characteristics and do those things. If you are Aries, go for a little run, go and do a sport, or go and be active, go and help other people. Use the action to give you power and energy and motivation and capacity. If you are Taurus, go a bit more to the things you like, your hobbies, if it's cooking, if it's anything that is related with the five senses, or even if it's just like rest or take a day in the spa. Just do something that you feel like this kind of feeds my soul. And if you are Gemini and you are feeling lack of motivation, also go to the Gemini characteristics. Go and read a good book, go and watch a documentary, go and be with children, play around, or go and learn something new. Because our Sun, it's our essence. The more you potentialize your essence, the better and more energy you will have. So this is the first part of the Sun in the signs. I hope you liked it, and I hope you use these characteristics to help you on the day-to-day, because being on Earth is not always easy. So the more we find the good things on Earth, the magic bit of being alive, the better we'll be. We are together in this journey. The next video, I'm going to talk about Sun in Cancer, Sun in Leo, and Sun in Virgo. I'll see you then.